Shalom, everybody. Shalom.
What's up?
Gonna get this order of prayer in. We face towards Jerusalem, according to the scripture, not facing a wall or a rock. And women are to cover their heads and men are to uncover their heads, according to the scripture.
That's 1 Corinthians 11. You find that there?
James 6 about James 6 and 1 Kings 8 about facing Jerusalem.
All right.
So permission, get the prayer on.
Going to read from the book of Psalms with the Most High's permission, in the name of his only begotten Son, our Lord and Savior, Yahweh HaMashiach, or locally known as Jesus the Christ. Reading in the book of Psalms, the 11th chapter, and it reads as follows. In the Most High put I my trust. How say ye to my soul, flee as a bird to your mountain? For lo, the wicked bend their bow. They make ready their arrow upon the string, that they may privily shoot at the upright in heart. And the foundations be destroyed. What can the righteous do? The Most High is in his holy temple. Yahweh's throne is in heaven. His eyes behold, his eyelids try the children of men. Yahweh trieth the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence, his soul hateth. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and an horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. For the righteous Yahweh loveth righteousness. His countenance doth behold the upright. Hallelujah! Say that!
Praise God. Shalom, worldwide family. Today we're going to get into Feast of Trumpets, touch a little bit on atonement and tabernacle, our upcoming feast.
Yes,
Started off in Numbers 29th chapter. That's where we're going to start getting it in there.
That's what's up. And that's in the 21st chapter.
If I can feel it.
Okay. Right.
We're going to start at verse 1.
Give everybody a second to get there. Let's get it cracking. All right, we're going to read from the book of Numbers, the 21st chapter.
No, 29th chapter.
29th?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd have been a little bit earlier on that. Okay, I got it. I was convinced it was 21 then.
You can get this downstairs.
All right, we're going to read in the book of Numbers, the 29th chapter. And we'll start our reading at verse 1. And it reads, And in the 7th month, on the first day of the month, ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work. It is a day of blowing the trumpets unto you.
It's the day of blowing the trumpets. That's what we're going to get into. We're going to talk about trumpets, but we also going to talk about the different trumpets, because there are different trumpets for different things. There are trumpets for war. There was trumpets to gather the elders. There was trumpets for different things, and we're going to get into some of those, along with the day of trumpets, the feast of trumpets. Go ahead.
Verse 2, And ye shall offer a burnt offering for a sweet savor unto the Most High. 1 young bullock, 1 ram, and 7 lambs of the first year without blemish. And their meat offering shall be of flour mingled with oil, 3/10 deals for a bullock, and 2/10 deals for a ram.
Now, we know that under the order of Melchizedek, we still ain't sacrificing animals. This is under the order of Aaron, but it still pertains to the feast day. You can still roast flesh if you must. You know, ain't nothing wrong with it. Go ahead.
Verse 4, and 1/10 deal for one lamb throughout the 7 lambs, and 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering to make an atonement for you, beside the burnt offering of the month, and his meat offering, and the daily burnt offering, and his meat offering, and their drink offerings, according unto their manner, for a sweet savor, a sacrifice made by fire unto the Most High. And ye shall have on the 10th day of this 7th month,
That's going into the Day of Atonement. Go ahead.
an holy convocation, and ye shall afflict your souls. Ye shall not do any work therein, but ye shall offer a burnt offering unto the Most High for a sweet savor. 1 young bullock, 1 ram, and 7 lambs of the first year. They shall be unto you without blemish. And their meat offering shall be of flour mingled with oil. 3/10 deals to a bullock, and 2/10 deals to 1 ram. A several 10th deal for 1 lamb throughout the 7 lambs. 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, beside the sin offering of atonement, and the continual burnt offering, and the meat offering of it, and their drink offerings. And on the 15th day of the 7th month, ye shall have an holy convocation.
Now we get into the Feast of Tabernacles on the 15th day. So the first day of the 7th month, the 10th day, and the 15th day. First day is trumpets. The 10th day is a day of atonement where we sacrifice and don't eat for 24 hours and atone for our sin. And then comes in trumpets on the 15th day. Go ahead.
And ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days. And ye shall offer a burnt offering, a sacrifice made by fire, of a sweet savor unto the Most High. 13 young bullocks, 2 rams, and 14 lambs of the first year. They shall be without blemish. And their meat offering shall be of flour mingled with oil. 3/10 deals unto every bullock of the 13 bullocks. 2/10 deals to each ram of the 2 rams, and several 10th deal to each lamb of the 14 lambs. And 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, his meat offering, and his drink offering. And on the 2nd day,
On the what?
on the 2nd day,
So the Feast of Tabernacles is more than 1 day. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
and on the 2nd day, bullocks, 2 rams, 14 lambs of the first year without spot, and their meat offering and their drink offerings for the bullocks, for the rams, and for the lambs shall be according to their number, after the manner. And 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, and the meat offering thereof, and their drink offerings. And on the 3rd day, 11 bullocks.
Now we're on the 3rd day of this feast. This is the 3rd day. This is a week-long party, 8 days.
Yeah, and the numbers keep changing on the offerings, so you have to know how many for each day,
Under the order of Melchizedek, we don't have to sacrifice.
Right.
But they had to keep
They did.
all that, and they were in their land, so they kept those laws. Go ahead.
Verse 20 again. And on the 3rd day, 11 bullocks, 2 rams, 14 lambs of the first year without blemish, and their meat offering and their drink offerings for the bullocks, for the rams, and for the lambs shall be according to their number, after the manner. and one goat for a sin offering. They always got that one goat, don't they? Besides a continual burnt offering, and his meat offering, and his drink offering. And on the 4th day, 10 bullocks, 2 rams, and 14 lambs of the first year without blemish. Their meat offering and their drink offerings for the bullocks, for the rams, and for the lambs shall be according to their number, after the manner. And 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, his meat offering, and his drink offering.
We see they keep doing the same thing. They sacrificing animals. It's always that one goat. But all the numbers change. This is a week-long feast. Who's to say we can't get rid of their feast and still do what we supposed to do and enjoy ourselves?
Right.
That sounds like a hell of a party to me if we was all on one accord getting that in.
Right. That's a lot of food to be consumed.
Yeah.
So that's a big feast.
Right. Yeah. And we praising the Most High doing it.
That's right.
Huh? Come on, man.
Verse 26. And on the 5th day, 9 bullocks, 2 rams, and 14 lambs of the first year without spot. And their meat offering and their drink offerings for the bullocks, for the rams, and for the lambs shall be according to their number, after the manner. And 1 goat for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, and his meat offering, and his drink offering. And on the 6th day, 8 bullocks, 2 rams, and 14 lambs of the first year without blemish. And their meat offering and their drink offerings for the bullocks, for the rams, and for the lambs shall be according to their number, after the manner. And 1 goat for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, his meat offering, and his drink offering. And on the 7th day, 7 bullocks, 2 rams, and 14 lambs of the first year without blemish. And their meat offering and their drink offerings for the bullocks, for the rams, and for the lambs shall be according to their number, after the manner. And 1 goat for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, his meat offering, and his drink offering. On the 8th day.
The 8th day. They still going. It's
Yeah.
the 8th day. Go ahead.
On the 8th day, ye shall have a solemn assembly. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer a burnt offering, a sacrifice made by fire, of a sweet savor unto the Most High. 1 bullock, 1 ram, 7 lambs of the first year without blemish. Their meat offering and their drink offerings for the bullock, for the ram, and for the lambs shall be according to their number, after the manner. And 1 goat for a sin offering.
Well, that 1 goat in.
There he is. Gotta have him. Beside the continual burnt offering, and his meat offering, and his drink offering. These things ye shall do unto the Most High in your set feast, beside your vows and your free will offerings, for your burnt offerings, and for your meat offerings, and for your drink offerings, and for your peace offerings. And Moses told the children of Israel according to all that the Most High commanded Moses. And that's the chapter.
We're going to go to Leviticus 23. It's going to basically be a second witness there. So we're going to read it and get it in. Make sure we got understanding about these feast days that are coming up. Most of we'll touch on all 3 of the scriptures too after we read it.
That's what's up.
Leviticus 23.
You want to start that at 1?
Yeah.
All right, make sure everybody there. Reading in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, and we'll start our reading at verse 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feast of the Most High.
And we see that the other one ended with concerning the feast of the Most High. So we on the same track. Still going on same track. Go ahead.
Which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feast. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest. And holy convocation, ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Most High in all your dwellings. These are the feast of the Most High, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 14th day.
I wanted to go 1 through 4, then jump to 24 through 44.
Okay. So we'll go, that's 1 through 4.
And then jump 24 through 44.
24. Okay. Verse 24.
That was just getting into Passover and first fruits and all of that. We're talking about the fall feast.
Okay.
Good.
Verse 24. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the 1st day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets, and holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High.
We got the same verbiage going on. Go ahead.
And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement.
Name the same day, first day and on the 10th day. Go ahead.
It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your soul and offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High. And ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Most High your Elohim. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul will I destroy from among his people. Ye shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls. In the 9th day of the month at even, from even unto even, shall ye celebrate your Sabbath. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles for 7 days unto the Most High.
So we got the same verbiage again. First day, the 7th day, 10th day, and the 15th day. So we know this is on point.
Verse 35. On the first day shall be an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High. On the 8th day shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High. It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no servile work therein. These are the feasts of the Most High, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High, a burnt offering and a meat offering, a sacrifice and drink offerings, everything upon his day, beside the Sabbaths of the Most High, and beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your free will offerings, which ye give unto the Most High. Also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Most High 7 days. On the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath.
So on the first day and the 8th day is supposed to be a Sabbath. Not to mention if it don't fall, neither one of them fall on the regular Sabbath, you got 3 Sabbaths in 1 week. Just think if we was all on point and we got to rest like that. That'd be a beautiful thing.
Yes, sir.
Great. Go ahead.
Verse 40. And ye shall take you on the first day the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook, and ye shall rejoice before the Most High your power 7 days. And ye shall keep it a feast unto the Most High 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month. Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths, that your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Most High, your Elohim. And Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feast of the Lord.
See, we dwell in booths. That's why we go camping and go out and dwell in tents. In remembrance of that. Plus, it's good to get away from all this hustle and bustle of this city.
That's right.
Because your phone don't work out there when we be here.
Not at
Get
all.
none of that information. Come back here, all kind of stuff didn't happen. You be like, man, where I was going.
All right.
Oh, praise it. Let's go to Numbers 10th chapter now. And we're going to do 1 through 10 on that.
Numbers 10.
Let's get into some of these trumpets. Why some of them blow? What are the different trumpets? And we'll wrap it up with Revelations and show the trumpet that we are feasting for in practice of. That glorious day.
No doubt. Yes, sir.
Numbers chapter 10, verse 1. We got it.
I got it. All right, we're in the book of Numbers, chapter 10, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, make thee 2 trumpets of silver.
Make what?
2 trumpets of silver.
Well, we know the trumpets are made of silver. They're made of silver. I ain't sure if that's the reason they do that, but well, some of them are brass now, but they have silver mixed in them also.
Right.
It's not just brass. It's a mixture of silver and brass. Make it cheaper. But go ahead.
Make thee 2 trumpets of silver. Of a whole piece thou shalt make them, that thou mayest use them for the calling of the assembly.
So the calling of the assembly. They're using the trumpets to call folks. Well, they always say, why they don't use a flute? Why they don't use a baritone? Or tuba? I play several instruments, and the trumpet is the loudest one. It's the loudest. I don't care what instrument it is, unless you're doing some electronic stuff, that trumpet gonna be louder than it. And that's what it's for. It's to broadcast it out there and get your attention. Go ahead.
And for the journey of the camps. And when they shall blow with them, all the assembly shall assemble themselves to thee at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And if they blow but with 1 trumpet, then the princes, which are heads of thousands of Israel, shall gather themselves unto thee.
See, so that's a different trumpet commanding a different thing. If it's just that one, then it's just the princes that's come up to receive order to hand down to the people. Go ahead.
When ye blow an alarm, then the camps that lie on the east part shall go forward. When you blow an alarm the 2nd time, then the camps that lie on the south side shall take their journey. They shall blow an alarm for their journeys. But when the congregation is to be gathered together, you shall blow, but you shall not sound an alarm.
See, so it sounds like they're blowing it differently for different things, depending on what they're trying to accomplish. And everybody knew this. They knew what that sound was. We just foregone from that because we ain't in our land no more. Go ahead.
And the sons of Aaron, the priest, shall blow with the trumpets, and they shall be to you for an ordinance forever throughout your generations.
So we supposed to still know this, but we don't know this. Go ahead.
Verse 9. And if ye go to war in your land against the enemy that oppresses you, then ye shall blow an alarm with trumpets.
So now they're going to go to war. So that's a different side. That's a different blow.
Right.
Because that's symbolizing we going to war. Trumpet just tripped is on.
Right.
Right.
Go ahead.
And ye shall be remembered before the Lord your God, and ye shall be saved from your enemies. Verse 10. Also in the day of your gladness, and in your solemn days, and in the beginnings of your month, ye shall blow the trumpets over your burnt offerings.
Oh, so you do it for the new months, the new moon also. Huh?
Yes,
You're
sir.
supposed to have a feast of blow trumpets for that also. Go ahead.
And over the sacrifices of your peace offerings, that they may be to you for a memorial before your God. I am the Lord your God.
Let's go in the Apocrypha for a minute. Go in Sirach 43, 1 through 15. Then while we're in there, we're gonna go to Ezra also.
Sirach.
Sirach 43. 43, 1 through 15. Let's read some more about some of these trumpets that's blown. And what are they for?
Right. We're in the book of Ecclesiasticus, Sirach 43, verse 1. The pride of the height, the clear firmament, the beauty of heaven, with his glorious shoe. The sun, when it appeareth, declared at his rising, a marvelous instrument, the work of the Most High. At noon it parches the country, and who can abide the burning heat thereof? A man blowing a furnace is in works of heat, but the sun burns the mountains 3 times more, breathing out fiery vapors and sending forth bright beams. It dimmeth the eyes. Great is the Lord that made it, and at his commandment it runneth hastily. He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times.
For what?
A declaration of times.
So we get our feast days from the moon, and it's like it helps us to regulate and know what time it's on. If you've been paying attention over the last couple of years, we've been on point.
Yes,
The last
sir.
couple of years.
Yes,
We
sir.
have our feast day, and you do that count, we be right on. A lot of people like to argue and say it's off, but I'm counting.
The moon ain't gonna lie.
The moon ain't gonna lie. Go ahead.
Verse 6 again. He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. From the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. The month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven. The beauty of heaven, the glory of the stars, and ornaments giving light in the highest places of the Lord. At the commandment of the Holy One, they will stand in their order and never faint in their watches.
So they never failed in their order of doing what the Most High want them to do. Unlike us, we fall off. We fall off quite often. But they never fall off. The moon is always doing what it's supposed to do. The sun is always doing what it's supposed to do. As a sign for us, so we'll know what time it is. Go ahead.
Look upon the rainbow and praise him that made it. Very beautiful it is in the brightness thereof.
But they tell us the rainbow is homosexuality. They defiling God's creation to do what they want to do with it, turn you off from it.
Right.
That's all. Go ahead.
It compasses the heavens about with a glorious circle, and the hands of the Most High have bended it. By his commandment, he maketh the snow to fall a space, and sendeth swiftly the lightnings of his judgment. Through this treasures are open, and clouds fly forth as fowls. By this great power, he maketh the clouds firm, and the hailstones are broken small.
Okay, that's enough of that. See, he controls the elements, the moon. He got everything lining up, doing what it's supposed to do.
Right.
But we don't do what we're supposed to do. He give us the laws right here and how to do it. Even telling us how to keep up with the days. But we still let another man tell us we ain't got to do that.
Right.
I've heard that the calendars are different than what they had back then, in our land.
So they didn't have the Gregorian calendar, so yeah, it was different. But they still, God's people use the moon. They use the moon and the sun to tell time. That's where they got the sundial from and all that. They use that for time. And then they came up with another method.
Exactly.
Right. Now we all brainwashed into that.
Right.
But that's it for that. Let's go to I say first Ezra chapter 5. That's what
First Ezra chapter 5.
First Ezra chapter 5.
You see, that's like Daniel always says about this Gregorian calendar that we're under now. They still do have the moon on the calendar, you know.
Yeah, so you know.
Yeah, so it's without excuse.
That's right. You said first
Ezra chapter 5.
Yeah, first Ezra 5.
We starting at 1.
That's what's the I ain't got that on it. Uh-oh. You know what, let's get there. That's just a second witness showing that the moon does it too, that the moon and the sun helps create and dictate. Let's go to First Maccabees, since we're in Parliament. First Maccabees 5. But I didn't write down, which I know we ain't reading all 60 of those. Oh, man, I saw 60 and said, hold on. Yeah, we go to First Maccabees 5, 31 through 33. Oh, I do got it on there. My bad.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
You want to go back to that? Ed?
Yeah, let's go back to this First Ezra 5. I wrote it on the other side. Yeah, well, I really tell you, my notes all over. First Ezra 5, 51 through 73. We're gonna do 1 through 3 first, then 55 through 73. So First Ezra 5. My bad.
1 through 3.
1 through 3, then 51 through 73.
Gotcha.
Forgive me.
Good, brother.
Writing notes across from each other, not finishing stuff off.
It happens.
But you got there.
All right. We're in First Ezra chapter 5. We're gonna do 1 through 3.
And then what?
51 through 73.
Through 73. Okay.
Verse 1. After this were the principal men of the families chosen according to their tribes, to go up with their wives and sons and daughters, with their men servants and maid servants, and their cattle. And Darius sent with them 1,000 horsemen, till they had brought them back to Jerusalem safely, and with musical instruments, tambourines, and flutes, and all their brethren played, and he made them go up together with them.
All right, now let's jump up to, what is it,
51. 51.
And we'll see, that's just going through the line of all the people who were doing these feasts and different things and following them. But we ain't gonna read all that, we're gonna jump down to the meat of it. That's 51. Go ahead.
Gotcha. Also, they held the Feast of Tabernacles, as it is commanded in the law.
It is commanded where?
In the law.
We just read that earlier. It is commanded feast day. Go ahead.
And offered sacrifices daily, as was meet. And the altar that, and after that, the continual oblations and the sacrifice of the Sabbath and of the new moons.
So, see, they were doing it on the new moons also. But go ahead.
And of the new moons and of all holy feasts. And all they that had made any vow to God began to offer sacrifices to God from the first day of the 7th month, although the temple of the Lord was not yet built. And they gave unto the masons and carpenters money, meat, and drink with cheerfulness. Unto them of Sidon also and Tyre they gave cars, that they should bring cedar trees from Leviticus, which should be brought by floats to the haven of Joppa, according as it was commanded them by Cyrus, king of the Persians. And in the 2nd year and the 2nd month after his coming to the temple of God at Jerusalem, began Zorobabel, the son of Salatiel, and Jesus, the son of Hosadak, and their brethren, and the priests, and the Levites, and all they that were come unto Jerusalem out of the captivity.
See, so they were in Persia still doing the feast day. Go ahead.
And they laid the foundation of the house of God in the first day of the 2nd month, in the 2nd year after they were come to Jewry and Jerusalem. And they appointed the Levites from 20 years old over the works of the Lord. Then stood up Jesus and his son and brethren, and Cadmiel, his brother, and the sons of Mediabon, with the sons of Joda, the sons of Eliadon, with the sons and brethren, all Levites, with one accord, setters forward of the business, laboring to advance the works in the house of God. So the workmen built the temple of the Lord, and the priests stood arrayed in their vestments with musical instruments and trumpets.
What?
And trumpets.
Okay.
And the Levites, the sons of Asaph, had cymbals, singing songs of thanksgiving and praising the Lord, according as David, the king of Israel, had ordained. And they sung with loud voices songs to praise of the Lord, because his mercy and glory is forever in all Israel. And all the people sounded trumpets.
All the people sounded trumpets. Go ahead.
And shouted with a loud voice, singing songs of thanksgiving unto the Lord for the rearing up the house of the Lord.
So they blew a trumpet because the house of the Lord got built. Go ahead.
Also of the priests and Levites, and of the chief of their families. The ancient who had seen the former house came to the building of this with weeping and great crying. But many with trumpets and joy shouted with loud voice, insomuch that the trumpets might not be heard for the weeping of the people. Yet the multitude sounded marvelously, so that it was heard afar off. Wherefore, when the enemies of the tribe of Judah and Benjamin heard it, they came to know what the noise of the trumpets should mean. And they perceived that they that were of the captivity did build the temple unto the Lord of Israel. So they went to Zerubbabel and Jesus and to the chief of the families, and said unto them, we will build together with you. For we likewise, as ye, do obey your Lord, and do sacrifice unto him from the days of Asbazareth, the king of the Assyrians, who brought us hither. Then Zerubbabel and Jesus and the chief of the families of Israel said unto them, it is not for us and you to build together an house unto the Lord our God. We ourselves alone will build unto the Lord of Israel, according to Cyrus the king of Persia have commanded us.
This is when the northern and southern kings were separated, and the northern king were under Persian rulership, but they still doing the Most High's feast days, and they were warned with Benjamin and Judah. We've been fighting our own people for a long time, y'all.
Right. Go ahead. But the heathen of the land, lying heavy upon the inhabitants of Judea and holding them straight, hindered their building. And by their secret plots and popular persuasion and commotion, they hindered the finishing of the building all the time that King Cyrus lived. So they were hindered from building for the space of 2 years until the reign of Darius.
So they couldn't even get it done. They couldn't build it.
Wow.
Now, was that the Most High? You gotta ask yourself, because he appoint kings and queens and get things done. Was that really the temple that was supposed to have been done? It didn't get built. Let's go to Maccabees, First Maccabees 5, 3 through 31.
31 through 33.
I mean, yeah, 31 to 33. If y'all don't know, I might say something wrong. Y'all don't know that.
What Maccabees?
First Maccabees,
Maccabees.
chapter 5, verse 31 through 33. See, I read it. I was looking at the paper and got it right there. Oh, yeah, I forgot to ask for a board. Yeah, I ain't even got this one something.
Going off, B.
My bad. Always that 31 through 33 while I fix it thing.
You gonna get that?
All right, with that 5 chapter.
Yeah, 5.
31 through 33.
Got chapter 5, First Maccabees, verse 31. When Judas therefore saw that the battle was begin, and that the cry of the city went up to heaven with trumpets and a great sound, he said unto his host, fight this day for your brethren. So he went forth behind them in 3 companies, who sounded their trumpets.
They sounded what?
Who sounded their trumpets and cried with prayer.
All right, well, let's go to First Maccabees 4, 1 through 13, then 36 through 43. I should be able to catch up on the typing on this.
Okay. All right. In the book of First Maccabees, in chapter 4 and verse 1, and it reads, then took Gorgias 5,000 footmen and 1,000 of the best horsemen, and removed out of the camp by night, to the end he might rush in upon the camp of the Jews and smite them suddenly. And the men of the fortress were his guides. Now when Judas heard thereof, he himself removed, and the valiant men with him, that he might smite the king's army, which was at Emmaus, while as yet the forces were dispersed from the camp. Now, where are we going, 1 through 13?
1 through 13.
1 through 13.
Okay. Verse 5. In the mean season came Gorgias by night into the camp of Judas. And when he found no man there, he sought them in the mountains. For said he, these fellows flee from us. But as soon as it was day, Judas showed himself in the plain with 3,000 men, who nevertheless had neither armor nor swords to their minds. And they saw the camp of the heathen, that it was strong and well harnessed, and compassed round about with horsemen. And these were expert of war. Then said Judas to the men that were with him, fear ye not this multitude, neither be ye afraid of their assault. Remember how our fathers were delivered in the Red Sea, when Pharaoh pursued them with an army. Now therefore, let us cry unto heaven.
Let us what?
Let us cry unto heaven.
They're trying to get that power behind it. Fear not. We're going to cry to heaven, and the Most High going to help us get this done.
That's right.
Go ahead.
If peradventure the Most High will have mercy upon us, and remember the covenant of our fathers, and destroy this host before our face this day, that so all the heathen may know that there is one who delivereth and saveth Israel.
Say, read that again. Read that again.
That so all the heathen may know that there is one who delivereth and saveth Israel. Then the strangers lifted up their eyes and saw them coming over against them. Wherefore they went out of the camp to battle. But they that were with Judas sounded their trumpets. You want some more of that?
No,
Or you want to jump?
down to 36 to 43 now.
Okay, we're going to jump down to verse 36. And it reads, Then said Judas and his brethren, Behold, our enemies are discomfited. Let us go up to cleanse and dedicate the sanctuary. Upon this, all the host assembled themselves together and went up into the Mount Sion. And when they saw the sanctuary desolate, and the altar profaned, and the gates burned up, and shrubs growing in the courts as in a forest.
Now, if we kept reading, you saw they went to battle and got the temple back from the heathens who had defiled it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where they're at now. They're going in and looking at how defiled this temple is.
Yeah. Or in one of the mountains, yeah, and the priest chambers pulled down. They rent their clothes and made great lamentation and cast ashes upon their heads and fell down flat to the ground upon their faces and blew an alarm with the trumpets.
They did what?
They blew an alarm with the trumpets.
Now, this is a whole different blow now.
Mm-hmm. And
They got
cried.
the temple back and it's defiled. They crying out, Lord, please. Wait.
And cried toward heaven. Then Judas appointed certain men to fight against those that were in the fortress until he had cleansed the sanctuary. So he chose priests of blameless conversation.
Of what?
Of blameless conversation.
That wouldn't be me. Go ahead.
Such as had pleasure in the law, who cleansed the sanctuary and bare out the defiled stones into an unclean place. Because you know they were killing hogs and all kinds of stuff up in there.
Defiling the temple. something more.
Yeah.
Lord Jesus.
They had to tear it all down.
Yeah, even those bricks got them up out of there. Verse 44. And when, as they consulted what to do with the altar of burnt offerings, which was profane, they thought it best to pull it down, lest it should be a reproach to them, because the heathen had defiled it. Wherefore they pulled it down. and laid up the stones in the mountain of the temple in a convenient place, until there should come a prophet to show what should be done with them. Then they took whole stones according to the law, and built a new altar according to the former, and made up the sanctuary and the things that were within the temple, and hallowed the courts. They made also new holy vessels, and into the temple they brought the candlestick, and the altar of burnt offerings, and of incense, and the table. And upon the altar they burned incense, and the lamps that were upon the candlestick they lighted, and they might give light in the temple. Furthermore, they set the loaves upon the table, and spread out the veils, and finished all the works which they had begun to make.
Listen to that. We were supposed to stop at 43, but it was getting good.
You ain't kidding, boy. I was gone. I'm like, what?
Let's go to Sirach 50, 1 verse 1 through 20. Here's some more about these trumpets being blown.
Yeah, you ain't kidding, boy.
Sirach or Ecclesiastic, because chapter 50. I don't know if I said that right, so y'all should know what I mean.
Yeah, they get the
by now.
Okay. We're going to the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 50. We'll start reading at about verse 1.
You might want to read that. Oh, it's only 9 more than what I got open.
Okay, we'll read the whole chapter. Verse 1. Simon, the high priest, the son of Ananias, who in his life repaired the house again, and in his days fortified the temple. And by him was built from the foundation the double height, the high fortress of the wall about the temple. In his days, the cistern to receive water, being encompassed as the sea, was covered with plates of brass. He took care of the temple that it should not fall, and fortified the city against besieging. How was he honored in the midst of the people in his coming out of the sanctuary? He was as the morning star in the midst of a cloud, and as the moon at the full, as the sun shining upon the temple of the Most High, and as the rainbow giving light in the bright clouds, and as the flower of roses in the spring of the year, as lilies by the rivers of waters, and as the branches of the frankincense tree in the time of summer, as fire and incense in the censer, and as a vessel of beaten gold, set with all manner of precious stones, and as a fair olive tree budding forth fruit, and as a cypress tree which groweth up to the clouds, when he put on the robe of honor and was clothed with the perfection of glory. When he went up to the holy altar, he made the garment of holiness honorable. When he took the portions out of the priest's hands, he himself stood by the hearth of the altar, compassed with his brethren round about, as a young cedar in Lebanus, and as palm trees compassed they him round about. So were all the sons of Aaron in their glory, and the oblations of the Most High in their hands, before all the congregation of Israel. And finishing the service at the altar, that he might adorn the offering of the Most High Almighty, he stretched out his hand to the cup, and poured of the blood of the grape. He poured out at the foot of the altar a sweet-smelling savor unto the Most High, King of all. Then shouted the sons of Aaron, and sounded the silver trumpets.
Silver trumpets again.
The silver trumpets.
Silver trumpets blowing again. Come on.
And made a great noise to be heard, for a remembrance before the Most High. Then all the people together hasted and fell down to the earth upon their faces to worship the Most High Yah Almighty, the Most High. The singers also sang praises with their voices. With great variety of sounds was there made sweet melody. And the people besought the Most High, by prayer before him that is merciful, till the solemnity of the master was ended, and they had finished his service. Then he went down and lifted up his hands over the whole congregation of the children of Israel, to give the blessing of the Most High with his lips, and to rejoice in his name. And they bowed themselves down to worship the second time, that they might receive a blessing from the Most High. Now therefore, bless ye the Elohim of all, which only doeth wondrous things everywhere, which exalted our days from the womb, and dealeth with us according to his mercy.
Right.
He grant us joyfulness of heart, and that peace may be in our days in Israel forever, that he would confirm his mercy with us and deliver us at his time. There be two manner of nations which my heart abhorreth, and the third is no nation. They that sit upon the mountains of Samaria, and they that dwell among the Philistines, and they that foolish people that dwell in Sikkim. Yeshua, the son of Sirach of Jerusalem, had written in this book the instruction of understanding and knowledge, who out of his heart poured forth wisdom. Blessed is he that shall be exercised in these things, and he that layeth them up in his heart shall become wise. For if he do them, he shall be strong to all things. For the light of the Most High leadeth him. He giveth wisdom to the godly. Blessed be Yahweh forever. Amen and amen.
Praise God. Praise
Yes,
the Most High.
sir. Woo, what
We
is
see what trumpets did again. It was another sign, a symbol or alarm. Let's go to 1 Maccabees 6, verse 33. Hear some more about these trumpets.
Matthew 6.
First Maccabees chapter 6, verse 33.
Get it, bro.
Yeah.
It's just one hit of quick showing a different reason to blow the trumpet. Go ahead.
You say 33?
Yeah.
First Maccabees 6.
First Maccabees 6, verse 33.
Gotcha. First Maccabees 6, verse 33. Then the king, rising very, very early, marched fiercely with his host towards Bethsachorus, where his armies made them ready to battle.
Okay, they ready to battle? What's going to happen now?
And sounded the trumpets.
And he sounded the trumpet. So they said this is a trumpet being sounded to go to war.
Go to war.
Can we read that 34?
34.
Go ahead.
And to the end, they might provoke the elephants to fight.
Trumpets make it.
The trumpet's gonna make the elephant help them fight.
Wow.
That's some power right there.
They showed them the blood of grapes and mulberries.
Let's go to First Maccabees 9, 12 to 13. First Maccabees chapter 9, 12 to 13.
13.
Shalom, family.
Shalom.
Good to see all these brothers. I ain't seen a lot of y'all in a long time. Shabbat shalom. Oh, praise.
All right, we're in First Maccabees, chapter 9, verse 12 and 13. As for Bacchides, he was in the right wing. So the host drew near on the two parts and sounded their trumpets. They also of Judas' side, even they sounded their trumpets also, so that the earth shook at the noise of the armies, and the battle continued from morning till night.
So, you know, we got Trump going off, they're shaking the earth because they fighting. And that's us fighting us, y'all know that, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Go ahead. Let's go to Joshua chapter 6, verse 1 through 27. Joshua chapter 6.
chapter 6.
1
through 27.
Here's some more about some of these trumpets.
Page is flipped.
Trumpet that we practice it for. And the gloriousness of that. Who got it?
I got it.
Two of y'all, one of y'all got it.
We in the book of Joshua, chapter 6, verse 1. Now Jericho was straitly shut up because of the children of Israel. None went out, and none came in. And the Lord said unto Joshua, see, I have given into thy hand Jericho, and the king thereof, and the mighty men of the Lord. And ye shall compass the city, all ye men of war, and go around about the city once. Thus shalt thou do 6 days. And 7 priests shall bear before the ark 7 trumpets of ram, horns, and 7 days ye shall compass the city 7 times.
They blowing them horns smoke. Them trumpets is blowing smoke. Go ahead.
And the priest shall blow with the trumpets. And it shall come to pass that when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when ye hear the sound of the trumpet, all the people shall shout with a great shout, and the wall of the city shall fall down flat.
That's a powerful trumpet, ain't it?
Yes, sir.
It's making things happen. Go ahead.
And the people shall ascend up every man straight before him. And Joshua the son of Nun called the priests and said unto them, take up the ark of the covenant, and let 7 priests bear 7 trumpets of rams, horns before the ark of the Lord. And he said unto the people, pass on, compass the city, and let him that is armed pass on before the ark of the Lord. And it came to pass, when Joshua had spoken unto the people, that the 7 priests bearing the 7 trumpets of rams, horns, passed on before the Lord, and blew the trumpets, and the ark of the covenant of the Lord followed them. And the armed men went before the priests that blew the trumpets, and the rearward came after the ark, the priests going on and blowing with the trumpets. And Joshua had commanded the people, saying, ye shall not shout, nor make any noise with your voice, neither shall any word proceed out your mouth, until the day I bid you shout. Then shall ye shout. So the ark of the Lord compassed the city, going about it once. And they came into the camp and lodged in the camp. And Joshua rose early in the morning, and the priest took up the ark of the Lord, And 7 priests bearing 7 trumpets of ram horns before the ark of the Lord went on continually and blew the trumpets.
Blew the trumpets again. 7 priests blowing. That's 7 horns. That's loud. Go ahead.
And the armed men went before them. But the rearward came after the ark of the Lord, the priests going on and blowing with trumpets. And the second day they compassed the city once and returned into the camps. So they did 6 days. And it came to pass on the 7th day that they rose early about the dawning of the day and compassed the city after the same manner 7 times. Only on that day they compassed the city 7 times. And it came to pass at the 7th time, when the priest blew the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, shout, for the Lord hath given you the city. And the city shall be a curse, even it, and all that are therein, to the Lord. Only Rahab the harlot shall live, she and all that are with her in the house, because she hid the messengers that we sent. And you in any wise keep yourself from a cursed thing, lest ye make yourself a curse. When you take of the cursed thing, and make the camp of Israel a curse, and trouble it. But all the silver and gold and vessel of brass and iron are consecrated unto the Lord. They shall come into the treasury of the Lord. So the people shouted when the priest blew with the trumpets. And it came to pass, when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat.
So these walls falling down from them shouting and from trumpets blowing, that's a lot of noise. They said earlier it was shaking the earth. Go ahead.
That the wall fell down flat, so that the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city. And they utterly destroyed all that was in the city, both man and women, young and old, and ox and sheep, and ass, with the edge of the sword. But Joshua had said unto the 2 men that had spied out the country, go into the harlot's house, and bring out thence the woman, and all that she had, as she swore unto her. And the young men that were spies went in, and brought out Rahab, and her father, and her mother, and her brethren, and all that she had, and they brought out all her kindred, and left them without the camp of Israel. And they burnt the city with fire, and all that was therein, only the silver and the gold and the vessels of brass and of iron, they put into the treasury of the house of the Lord. And Joshua saved Rahab the harlot alive, and her father's household, and all that she had. And she dwelleth in Israel even unto this day, because she hid the messengers, which Joshua sent to spy out Jericho. And Joshua adjured them at that time, saying, cursed be the man before the Lord that rises up and buildeth this city Jericho. He shall lay the foundation thereof in his firstborn, and in his youngest son shall he set up the gates of it. Verse 27. So the Lord was with Joshua, and his fame was noised throughout all the country.
So they killed the whole city behind these trumpets blowing, save Rahab the harlot and her family. Everybody got wiped out when that trumpet got blew. So that shows you the significance of these trumpets. And this feast day we dealing with.
Right.
We're gonna see when we get on it a little later what's really gonna happen when we really get that real. How it's gonna go. But go to Numbers 31, 1 through 13. Yeah. It's more about these trumpets. Sounds to me like these sounds are glorious and loud. I see why he picked the loudest instrument.
Right.
It's to warn the people. It's a warning. Wake up!
If there was black folks gathered out,
Numbers chapter 31, verse 1 through 13.
All right. We're reading in the book of Numbers, chapter 31, starting at verse 1. See all that? And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, avenge the children of Israel of the Midianites. Afterward shalt thou be gathered unto thy people.
So we about to gather. Okay, go ahead.
And Moshe spake unto the people, saying, arm some of yourselves unto the war, and let them go against the Midianites, and avenge the Most High of Midian. Of every tribe 1,000, throughout all the tribes of Israel, shall ye send to the war. So there were delivered out of the thousands of Israel 1,000 of every tribe, 12,000 armed for war. And Moses sent them to the war, 1,000 of every tribe, them and Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the priest, to the war with the holy instruments and the trumpets to blow in his hand. And they warred against the Midianites, as the Most High commanded Moses. And they slew all the males, and they slew the kings of Midian, beside the rest of them that were slain, namely Evi and Rechab, and Zer, and Hur, and Reba, 5 kings of Midian. Balaam also the son of Beor, they slew with the sword. And the children of Israel took all the women of Midian captives, and their little ones, and took the spoil of their cattle, and all their flocks, and all their goods. And they burned all their cities wherein they dwelt, and all their goodly castles with fire. And they took all the spoil, and all the prey, both of men and of beasts. And they brought the captives and the prey and the spoil unto Moses and Eleazar the priest, and unto the congregation of the children of Israel, unto the camp at the plains of Moab, which are by Jordan near Jericho. And Moses and Eleazar the priest and all the princes of the congregation went forth to meet them without the camp. That's to 13, bro.
Yeah, all right. Let's go to Joshua 7, verse 18 to 23, and then Judges 7, 1 through 22.
Yeah. 18 to 23. All right.
Joshua chapter 7, verse 18 to 22.
Reading in the book of Joshua, chapter 7, we'll start at verse 18. Everybody there? And it reads, and he brought his household man by man, and Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zabdi, the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah, was taken. And Joshua said unto Achan, my son, give, I pray thee, glory to the Most High Yah of Israel, and make confession unto him, and tell me now what thou hast done. Hide it not from me. And Achan answered Joshua and said, Indeed, I have sinned against the Most High Yah of Israel, and thus have I done. When I saw among the spoils a goodly Babylonish girl, I'm tripping. Wait a minute. You like, I don't know where that came from.
Right.
Hey, it was a war going on, you know? Spoils of the war, you know? Verse 21 again. When I saw among the spoils a goodly Babylonish garment and 200 shekels of silver and a wedge of gold of 50 shekels weight. Then I coveted them and took them, and behold, they are hid in the earth in the midst of my tent, and the silver under it. So Joshua sent messengers, and they ran unto the tent, and behold, it was hid in his tent, and the silver under it. And they took them out of the midst of the tent, and brought them unto Joshua, and unto all the children of Israel, and laid them out before the Most High. You want some more of that?
No, that's it for them. To go to Judges 7, 1 through 22.
Judges 7. Boy, I don't know where that came from. Yeah, they snatched it up. Yeah, you ain't kicking. I'm thinking he's like, no, I ain't gonna kill that. I took over back to the tent. Stay over here.
Judges chapter 7, verse 1.
Get that judge stuff.
I got you, man.
Oh, boy, that's something else, that boy.
Babylonian girl.
Yeah, I did. Michael Jackson song.
All right, we Judges 7.
Boy.
The verse you starting at there, which
And, Judges chapter 7, 1 through 22.
all right. In the book of Judges, starting at verse 1 through 22. Then Jerubbaal, who is Gideon, and all the people that were with him, rose up early and pitched beside the well of Harod, so that the host of the Midianites were on the north side of them, by the hill of Moreh in the valley. And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hands, lest Israel vaunt themselves against me, saying, my own hand hath saved me. Now therefore go to, proclaim in the ears of the people, saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return and depart early from the mount of Gilead.
Scared, you got to go.
Yes, sir.
You can't be here. You got to go. You become a week late. What's up, Olay?
You can just hear them. You can see our people. As soon as we get beat, as soon as we hear the move was, we think we unbeatable. Everybody tell us, right? We can do whatever we want, whatever we know. That's the first thing that comes to our mind.
Yeah.
How unstoppable we are, not
Right.
Yeah, we ain't give no praise to the power. The power ain't doing as we did it. Nah. Go ahead.
And there returned of the people 20 and 2,000, and there remained 10,000. And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people are yet too many. Bring them down into the water, and I will try them from thee there. And it shall be that of whom I say unto thee, this shall go with thee. The same shall go with thee, and of whomsoever I say unto thee, this shall not go with thee. The same shall not go. So he brought down the people unto the water. And the Lord said unto Gideon, every one that lappeth of the water, with his tongue as a dog laugheth, he shall thou set by himself. Likewise, everyone that bows down unto his knees to drink. And the number of them that lapped, putting their hand to their mouth, were 300 men. But all that rest of the people bowed down upon their knees to drink water.
So they weren't even paying attention. All focus. Could have ran on no road and got you. But you ain't even paying attention.
Right.
You done got laxed. Go ahead.
Right, yeah, but that's the laying back on what you just saying is you got to picture in your mind what they doing. They seeing this water and they really thirsty and they wanting it. But if everybody taking their mind off of watching each other's backs and they diving off in there and swimming and just dunking and not dipping their hand and looking, then those aren't your true brothers that's fighting with you. They ain't watching your back, so you can send them niggas home.
They want to party.
Yeah.
They want to kick.
Right.
Yeah. That's what's up with that. You can read on.
So isn't that something that we need to watch today?
Oh, yeah.
To make sure
We can't never be too lax.
we watch each other's back,
Oh, yeah.
to make sure we stand for each other.
That's why we always hear us tell each other, stay focused.
Right.
You know, keep your hand to the plow. We can't get relaxed with this. This is nothing to relax in. Even, I don't care how much bread you make and you ain't ever at ease. You know, this ain't ours here.
Never. I used to make 80,000 a year and I was still living check to check. What difference did that make?
Exactly.
Right.
I was gonna say too, like, at that time, those men didn't know that that was a test.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know when that test gonna come for you or for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we always gotta be circumspect and keep our eyes
Keep your eyes open.
That's right.
Keep your eyes on the prize.
Get sit back home.
Get another concert today, baby.
Right.
This is something, baby.
Know that they're gonna come.
That's right. Go ahead, bro.
All right, we at verse 7. And the Lord said unto Gideon, by the 300 men that lapped will I save you, and deliver the Midianites into thy hand. And let all the other people go, every man unto his place. So the people took victuals in their hand, and their trumpets.
And they trumpets, so they got their trumpets with them, right? They ready to blow. Go ahead.
And he sent all the rest of Israel, every man unto his tent, and retained those 300 men.
Everybody go home.
And the host of Midian was beneath him in the valley. And it came to pass the same night that the Lord said unto him, arise, get thee down unto the host, for I have delivered it into thy hand. But if thou fear to go down, go thou with Phurah, thy servant, down to the host, and thou shalt hear what they say. And afterwards shall thy hands be strengthened to go down unto the host. Then went he down with Phurah, his servant, unto the outside of the armed men that were in the host. And the Midianites and the Amalekites and all the children of the east lay along in the valley like grasshoppers for multitude. And their camels were without number, as the sand of the seaside for multitude. And when Gideon was come, behold, there was a man that told a dream unto his fellow, and said, behold, I dream a dream, and lo, a cake of barley bread tumbled into the host of Midian, and came unto a tent, and smote it that it fell, and overturned it that the tent lay alone. And his fellow answered and said, this is nothing else save the sword of Gideon, the son of Joash, a man of Israel. For into his hand have God delivered Midian and all the hosts. And it was so, when Gideon heard the telling of the dream and the interpretation thereof, that he worshiped and returned into the host of Israel and said, Arise, for the Lord have delivered into your hand the host of Midian. And he delivered the 300 men into 3 companies. And he put a trumpet in every man's hand.
He did what?
He put a trumpet in every man's hand with empty pitchers and lamps within the pitchers. And he said unto them, Look on me and do likewise. And behold, when I come to the outside of the camp, it shall be that as I do, so shall ye do. When I blow with a trumpet, I and all that are with me, then blow ye the trumpets also on every side of all the camp.
That's an alarm clock for you,
Right.
boy.
And say, the sword of the Lord and of Gideon. So Gideon and the 100 men that were with him came unto the outside of the camp in the beginning of the middle watch. And they had but newly set the watch. And they blew the trumpets and brake the pitchers that were in their hands. And the 3 companies blew the trumpets and brake the pitchers and held the lamps in their left hand and the trumpets in their right hands to blow withal. And they cried, the sword of the Lord and of Gideon. And they stood every man in his place round about the camp. And all the host ran and cried and fled. And the 300 blew the trumpets.
How many trumpets was blowing?
300.
300 trumpets blowing? Y'all know how loud that is?
All them non-smoking lungs.
Right. Verse 22. And the 300 blew the trumpets. And the Lord set every man sword against his fellow, even throughout all the hosts. And the host fled to Bethshita in Zerereth, and to the border of Abel Mahola unto Tabbath.
You might look down and read them last two.
Okay. Verse 23. And the men of Israel gathered themselves together out of Naphtali, and out of Asher, and out of all Manasseh, and pursued after the Midianites. And Gideon sent messengers throughout all Mount Ephraim, saying, Come down against the Midianites, and take before them the waters unto Bethbarah and Jordan. Then all the men of Ephraim gathered themselves together, and took the waters unto Bethbarah and Jordan. And they took 2 princes of the Midianites, Oreb and Zeb, and they slew Oreb unto the rock, Oreb. And Zeb they slew at the winepress of Zeb, and pursued Midian, and brought the heads of Oreb and Zeb to Gideon on the other side of Jordan.
That was 300 trumpets blowing to go to war? Huh?
So they scattered out.
300 men.
Israel. Gideon sent the word out. Put a hit out on them.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that I see here, from the reading earlier, everyone had everything in common. They made sure that there were none that was there that were
In opposition.
in opposition.
Yeah, they all was on one accord.
They don't want to
They
come
were
here.
on one accord. No one was for self.
Yeah,
There was no
right.
selfishness in the 300.
Yeah.
Everyone had everything on one accord. They knew what they were going to do, and they did it. But they did it with excellence. They didn't just have, I like this part, it says they didn't just have to do something. They did it to the best of their ability. They're gonna do something for, yeah, they're gonna do it to the best of their ability. And yes, that's what the scripture says, exactly.
And they're not being selfish. That's the whole thing. He gonna reward you for that. Because you're thinking about other people. The same like he did with David last week when I was teaching. David asked for judgment in instructing the people, and my bad, Solomon. And he got riches beyond measure.
Because he
asked not for himself.
That's right.
That's what I like about it. And I'm not trying to, what's it, what's wrong?
All right, let's
But that's what it is, what I like about this congregation, because it's for not the self-gain, but it's for making sure the community has an understanding.
Right.
Make sure the community is more important. Make sure you got each other's back.
But see, that's the difference. See, a lot of people think they're individuals when truly we are a nation of people.
Right.
You understand? See, that's why we get over here and everybody think about, like I said, WIIFM, what's in it for me? You know, but I always ask, what can I do for you?
Yeah.
You know, that's how I get my fulfillment. You know, so like-minded people, you know what I'm saying? For the most part, you know, we got our Judases too.
But can you imagine what can happen if all of us get together?
Do we read the Bible right now?
And that's
Wonderful things can
Our
happen.
nation. Yeah.
We can take down armies.
Yeah,
Few of us
yeah.
can take it down.
One chase in the 1,000, two chases.
Choose from 10,000.
That's right.
Yes.
Let's get
You got something,
Second
brother?
Kings now.
I was gonna say, since you were asking what you can do for me, I need $1.50.
I got you. I ain't gonna buy you much, but I got you.
Let's get Second Kings 9 and
Very much.
13. Second Kings, chapter 9, verse 1 through 13. Then we're gonna go to 2 Kings 11, 1 through 16 after that. 9 first, though. I want to get out too much confusion. It's on the board.
Okay. $1.50, that ain't bad. I got you, bro. I'll let me out the class, man. Still got one of our Hebrew brothers owed me $10 from when I first came into the truth. Well, I ain't mad. He know who he is too.
How you gonna find me, dog?
Not you. Not you.
No, it ain't me.
You know what I'm talking about though. That tall, dark one, you know. I don't know who it is. Not you, Azor.
All right, cool, y'all. First 2 Kings 9, verse 1 through 13.
Okay, I get it.
You got that? All right.
We're in the book of 2 Kings, chapter 9. We'll start that reading at verse 1. And it reads, And Elisha, the prophet, called of the children of the prophets, and said unto him, Gird up thy loins, and take this box of oil in thine hand, and go to Ramoth Gilead. And when thou comest thither, look out there Jehu, the son of Jehoshaphat, the son of Nimshi, and go in and make him arise up from among his brethren, and carry him to an inner chamber. Then take the box of oil and pour it on his head.
Oh, we got anointing going on.
And say, Thus saith the Most High, I have anointed thee king over Israel. Then open the door and flee and tarry not. So the young man, even the young man the prophet, went to Ramoth Gilead. And when he came, behold, the captains of the host were sitting. And he said, I have an errand to thee, O captain. And Jehu said, unto which of all us? And he said, to thee, O captain. And he arose and went into the house, and he poured the oil on his head, and said unto him, Thus saith the Most High Yah of Israel, I have anointed thee king over the people of the Most High, even over Israel. And thou shalt smite the house of Ahab thy master, that I may avenge the blood of my servants, the prophets, and the blood of all the servants of the Most High, at the hand of Jezebel. For the whole house of Ahab shall perish, and I will cut off from Ahab him that pisseth against the wall. And
all
him,
the men gonna be gone now.
all the
That's what
men.
that means. Him that pisses against the wall, that's the men. He gonna get rid of all the men. Right? Go ahead.
And him that is shut up and left in Israel, and I will make the house of Ahab like the house of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, and like the house of Baasha, the son of Ahiah. And the dog shall eat Jezebel in the portion of Jezreel, and there shall be none to bury her. And he opened the door and fled. Then Jehu came forth to the servants of his Lord, and one said unto him, Is all well? Wherefore came this mad fellow to thee? And he said unto them, Ye know the man and his communication. And they said, It is false. Tell us now. And he said, Thus and thus spake he to me, saying, Thus saith Yahweh, I have anointed thee king over Israel. Then they hasted and took every man his garment and put it under him on the top of the stairs.
Then what they do?
And blew with trumpets, saying, Jehu is king.
So now we got trumpets blowing to announce that somebody's a king.
So then we're going over to 2 Kings 11.
Verse 1 through 16.
Okay.
So now we got trumpets blowing saying somebody a king. Trumpets blowing at appointed times, times to go to war, times to assemble, different trumpets for different situations.
All right, we're in the book of 2 Kings, chapter 11, and verse 1. And when Athaliah, the mother of Ahijah, saw that her son was dead, she arose and destroyed all the seed royal. But Jehoshaphat, the daughter of King Joram, sister of Ahijah, took Joaz, the son of Ahijah, and stole him from among the king's sons, which were slain. And they hid him, even him and his nurse, in the bedchamber of Athaliah, so that he was not slain. And he was with her hid in the house of the Most High 6 years. And Athaliah did reign over the land. And the 7th year, Jehoiada sent and fetched the rulers over hundreds with the captains and the guard, and brought them to him into the house of the Most High, and made a covenant with them, and took an oath of them in the house of the Most High, and showed them the king's son. And he commanded them, saying, This is the thing that ye shall do. A third part of you that enter in on the Sabbath shall even be keepers of the watch of the king's house. And the third part shall be at the gate of Sir, and the third part at the gate behind the guard. So shall ye keep the watch of the house, that it be not broken down. And 2 parts of all you that go forth on the Sabbath, even they shall keep the watch of the house of the Most High about the king. And ye shall compass the king round about, every man with his weapons in his hand. And he that cometh within the ranges, let him be slain. And be ye with the king as he goeth out and as he cometh in. And the captains over the hundreds did according to all things that Jehoiada the priest commanded. And they took every man his men that were to come in on the Sabbath, with them that should go out on the Sabbath, and came to Jehoiada the priest. And to the captains over hundreds did the priest give King David spears and shields that were in the temple of the Most High. And the guard stood, every man with his weapons in his hand, round about the king, from the right corner of the temple to the left corner of the temple, along by the altar and the temple. And he brought forth the king's son, and put the crown upon him, and gave him the testimony. And they made him king, and anointed him. And they clapped their hands, and said, Yah, save the king. And when Athaliah heard the noise of the guard and of the people, she came to the people in the temple of the Most High. And when she looked, behold, the king stood by a pillar, as the manner was, and the princes and the trumpeters by the king. And all the people of the land rejoiced and blew with trumpets. And Athaliah rent her clothes and cried, Treason, treason. But Jehoiada the priest commanded the captains of the hundreds, the officers of the host, and said unto them, Have her forth without the ranges, and him that followeth her kill with the sword. For the priest had said, Let her not be slain in the house of the Most High. And they laid hands on her, and she went by the way by the which the horses came into the king's house, and there was she slain.
Now we got trumpets calling people out. Huh? But traitor of Moses, huh?
Yeah.
Get them. Take them out there. Take care of them. Let's go to 1 Chronicles 13, 1 through 10. And then 1 Chronicles 15. We got a whole bunch of different reasons for these trumpets to blow.
Oh, yeah.
But it's all a warning. It's always a warning or an alarm. Wake up, people. Something about to happen. It ain't just like me and Mrs. Jones just soothing. It's soothing music. That's why they use the trumpet, because it's loud, get your attention.
Wake you up.
All right, 1 Chronicles chapter 13, verses 1 through 10.
That's you, bro.
I got you.
Wake up, Israel.
That ain't loud.
Face the east. Yeah,
I need to play that with a trumpet.
no doubt.
Right. All right, we're
How they can be.
in the book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 13, first verse. And David consulted with the captains of thousands and hundreds, and with every leader. And David said unto all the congregation of Israel, If it seem good unto you, and that it be of the Lord our God, let us send abroad unto our brethren everywhere that are left in all the land of Israel, and with them also to the priests and the Levites which are in the cities and suburbs, that they may gather themselves unto us. And let us bring again the ark of our God to us, for we inquire not at it in the days of Saul. And all the congregation said that they would do so, for the thing was right in the eyes of all the people. Verse 5. So David gathered all Israel together, from Shehor of Egypt, even unto the entering of Hemath, to bring the ark of God from Jerim. And David went up, and all Israel, to Baalah, that is to Jerim, which belongs to Judah, to bring up thence the ark of God the Lord, that dwelleth between the cherubims, whose name is called on it. And they carried the ark of God in a new cart out of the house of Abinadab, and Uzzah, and Ahio, almost. Praise the court. And David and all Israel played before God with all their might, and with singing, and with harps, and with psalteries, and with timbrels, and with cymbals, and with trumpets.
You got trumpets blowing again. Go ahead.
And when they came unto the threshing floor of Chidad, Uzzah put forth his hand to hold the ark, for the oxen stumbled. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against us, and he smote him, because he put his hand to the ark, and there he died before God.
See, he wasn't a Levite, so he wasn't supposed to be touching the ark.
Right.
They shouldn't even had it on the cart to begin with.
Exactly.
So, did they blow that trumpet amiss? Because they was going about it wrong. Somebody died behind it.
Right.
Go ahead.
15,
Yeah, down 16.
Down to 14.
14,
No, down
16.
16. Oh, it is.
You got 16, I ain't got any.
16. No, let's go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And David was displeased because the Lord had made a breach upon Uzzah. Wherefore that place is called Perez Uzzah to this day. And David was afraid of God that day, saying, how shall I bring the ark of God home to me? So David brought not the ark home to himself to the city of David, but carried it aside into the house of Obed, Edom the Gittite. And the ark of God remained with the family of Obed Edom in his house 3 months. And the Lord blessed the house of Obed Edom and all that he had.
So they went about it wrong with that court. It made him not even want to take the Ark of the Covenant to the city of David. But we see a blessing came with that ark. Let's go to 1 Chronicles 15 chapters over. We're trying to get, we don't do that whole thing.
All right. Chapter 15. Chapter 15, verse 1. And David made him houses in the city of David, and prepared a place for the ark of God, and pitched for it a tent. Then David said, none ought to carry the ark of God but the Levites.
Now, I guess he learned from when they had it on their car.
Yeah.
They operate correctly now. Go ahead.
For them hath the Lord chosen to carry the ark of God, and to minister unto him forever. And David gathered all Israel together to Jerusalem, to bring up the ark of the Lord unto his place, which he had prepared for it. And David assembled the children of Aaron and the Levites, of the sons of Kohath, Uriel the chief, and his brethren, 120. Of the sons of Merari, Asaiah the chief, and his brethren, 220. Of the sons of Gershom, Joel the chief, and his brethren, 130. Of the sons of
Elizaphat,
Shemaiah, the chief, and the brethren, 200. Of the sons of Hebron, Eliah, the chief, and his brethren, 80. Of the sons of Uziel, Aminadab, the chief, and his brethren, 112. And David called for Zadok and Abiathar the priest, and for the Levites, for Uriel, Asaiah, and Joel, Shemaiah, and Eliah, and Aminadab, and said unto them, Ye are the chiefs of the fathers of the Levites. Sanctify yourselves, both ye and your brethren, that you may bring up the ark of the Lord of Israel unto the place that I have prepared for you. For because ye did it not at the first, the Lord our God made a breach upon us, for that we sought him not after the due order. So the priests and the Levites sanctified themselves to bring up the ark of the Lord God of Israel. And the children of the Levites bare the ark of God upon their shoulders, with the staves thereon, as Moses commanded according to the word of the Lord. And David spake to the chief of the Levites to appoint their brethren to be the singers with instruments of music, psalteries and harps and cymbals sounding, by lifting up the voice with joy. So the Levites appointed Heman, the son of Joel, and of his brethren, Asaph, the son of Berechiah, and the sons of Merari, their brethren, Ethan, the son of Kishiah, and with them their brethren of the second degree, Zechariah, Ben, and Jaziel, and Shemiramoth, and Jehiel, and Ani, Eliah, and Benaniah, and Messiah, and Mattathiah, and Eliphelah, and Menachia, and Obed, Edom, and Jeiel, the porters. So the singers Heman, Asaph, and Ethan were appointed to the sound with cymbals of brass. And Zechariah, and Aziel, and Shemirath, and Jehiel, and Oni, and Eliab, and Messiah, and Benaiah, with psalteries and alama, and Mattathiah, and Eliphelah.
Y'all know y'all read King James.
And Micaniah, and Obed Edom, and Jeiel, and Athaliah, with harps on the Shemanites to excel. And Chenaniah, chief of the Levites, was 4 songs. He instructed about the song, because he was skillful. And Berechiah and Elkanah were doorkeepers for the ark. 24. And Shebaniah and Jehoshaphat and Nathaniel and Amasa and Zechariah and Benaiah and Eleazar, the priest, did blow the trumpets before the ark of God.
You got somebody blowing the trumpets again.
And Obed Edom and Jehiah were doorkeepers for the ark. So David and the elders of Israel and the captains over 1,000 went to bring up the ark of the covenant of the Lord out of the house of Obed-Edom with joy. And it came to pass when God helped the Levites that bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, that they offered 7 bullocks and 7 rams. And David was clothed with a robe of fine linen. Clothed with a robe of fine linen.
Names got you going, boy.
Woo, boy. Where we at?
27.
Yeah. And David was clothed with a robe of fine linen, and all the Levites that bear the ark, and the singers, and Chenaniah, the master of the song with the singers. David also had upon him an ephod of linen. Thus all Israel brought up the ark of the covenant of the Lord with shouting, and with sound of the cornet, and with trumpets, and with cymbals, making a noise with psalteries and harps. And it came to pass, as the ark of the covenant of the Lord came to the city of David, that Michal, the daughter of Saul, looking out a window, saw King David dancing and playing, and she despised him in her heart. Hallelujah.
Now they blowing the trumpet for the ark of the covenant on this.
Workout.
Huh?
They were planning themselves.
Yeah, they had to get their mind right after they trip.
They just couldn't come into the temple any kind of way.
Yeah.
And you just can't come, they had in the mindset, even place, in their bodies. It's just like they used to say, make sure the Holy Spirit.
I'm taking a break.
Talk about the Holy Spirit, make sure your body is clean.
Work out.
Work out. I know some Hebrew now.
So that's the same way in this instance. They had to make sure that they were clean and.
Yeah, because they tripped. They knew they tripped the first time when they had it on that cart.
Yeah.
And they left that covenant there until they knew they got it right. And learned, only the Levites touching it. The Most High gonna give y'all the strength to carry that all the way. Don't need trip. Don't need no cart. Put it on your shoulders and go. And he gave you strength to get it all the way there.
So you weren't holy in every aspect. You were not even allowed in that, and even in the vicinity. But you have to maintain holiness, righteousness, uprightness, perfect before the Father.
Yeah. All right, let's for the 2 Chronicles 6, verse 33 through 42. When I was reading that, when I read that in my study, and I knew somebody was gonna have trouble with all the names.
I know.
I was gonna be Ariel, he's gonna breathe through.
Yeah, Ariel be running through him.
Oh, he didn't fall that way.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I was like, you did good. You knew what you were talking about.
Hey, I'm here.
I knew what you meant on every one of them.
And they got vowels in it.
Okay, that's the
Still
problem.
going on. Right.
That's the problem. They got violence in it. All right, let's get 2 Chronicles verse 6, 33 through 42. And then 2 Chronicles 7, 1 through 7 after that.
Chronicles.
All right, we're going to the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 6. We'll start our reading at verse 33. And it reads, I'll give you a second, everybody there? Verse 33. Then hear thou from the heavens, even from thy dwelling place, and do according to all that the stranger calleth to thee for, that all people of the earth may know thy name and fear thee, as doth thy people Israel, and may know that this house which I have built is called by thy name. If thy people go out to war against their enemies by the way that thou shalt send them, and they pray unto thee toward this city which thou hast chosen, and the house which I have built for thy name.
So that's the second witness to facing the temple and praying.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Then hear thou from the heavens their prayer and their supplication, and maintain their cause. If they sin against thee, for there is no man which sinneth not, and thou be angry with them, and deliver them over before their enemies, and they carry them away captive unto a land far off or near. Yet if they bethink themselves, if they bethink themselves in the land whither they are carried captive, and turn and pray unto thee in the land of their captivity, saying, we have sinned, we have done amiss, and have dealt wickedly. If they return to thee with all their heart and with all their soul in the land of their captivity, where we are, whither they have carried them captives, and pray toward their land, which thou gavest unto their fathers, and toward the city which thou hast chosen, and toward the house which I have built for thy name. Then hear thou from the heavens, even from thy dwelling place, their prayer and their supplications, and maintain their cause, and forgive thy people which have sinned against thee. Now, my Elohim, let, I beseech thee, thine eyes be open, and let thine ears be attent unto the prayer that is made in this place. Now, therefore, arise, O Yahweh, our power, into the resting place, thou and the ark of thy strength. Let thy priest, O Yahweh, our power, be clothed with salvation, and let thy saints rejoice in goodness. O Yahweh, our Elohim, turn not away the face of thine anointed. Remember the mercies of David, thy servant.
Now, see, they repented just like they did with that horse having the ark on that cart. They got their mind right. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to 2 Chronicles 7, 1-7.
You look up that word, you think, you mean turn back.
Yep.
We'll continue into the 7th chapter in verse 1. And it reads, now, when Solomon had made an end of praying, the fire came down from heaven and consumed the burnt offering and the sacrifices, and the glory of the Most High filled the house. And the priest could not enter into the house of the Lord, because the glory of Yahweh had filled the Most High's house. And when all the children of Israel saw how the fire came down, and the glory of the Most High upon the house, they bowed themselves with their faces to the ground upon the pavement, and worshiped, and praised the Most High, saying, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever. Then the king and all the people offered sacrifices before Yahweh. And King Solomon offered a sacrifice of 22,000 oxen, and 120,000 sheep. So the king and all the people dedicated the house of Yah. And the priests waited on their offices, and Levites also with instruments of music of the Most High, which David the king had made to praise Yahweh, because his mercy endureth forever. When David praised by their ministry, and the priests sounded trumpets before them.
They did what?
Sounded trumpets before them, and all Israel stood. Moreover, Solomon hallowed the middle of the court that was before the house of Yahweh. For there he offered burnt offerings and the fat of the peace offering, because the brazen altar which Solomon had made was not able to receive the burnt offerings and the meat offerings and the fat. All right.
All right, let's go to 2 Chronicles 13, 1 through 16.
That's you, bro. 13, 1 through 16. Yes, sir.
Come on, what is it? The trumpet.
Let's get it. I heard some pages flipping.
That's why it threw me, man. I was like, 120.
Oh, yeah.
That ain't even 100,000. You need another stage.
But that's a beautiful thing, all the people doing what the Most High want them to do. You can see that now.
Right. All right, we're in 2 Chronicles chapter 13, verse 1 through 16. Now in the 18th year of King Jeroboam began.
You got another one, but come on.
began Abijah to reign over Judah. He reigned 3 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name also was Micaiah, the daughter of Uriel of Gibeah. And there was war between Abijah and Jeroboam. And Abijah set the battle in array with an army of valiant men of war, even 400,000 chosen men. Jeroboam also set the battle in array against him with 800,000 chosen men, being mighty men of the Lord. And Abijah stood up upon Mount Zemarian, which is Mount Ephraim, and said, "Hear me, thou Jeroboam, and all Israel. Ought you not to know that the Lord God of Israel gave the kingdom over to Israel to David forever, even to him and to his son by a covenant of salt? Yet Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, the servant of Solomon, the son of David, is rising up and has rebelled against his Lord. And there are gathered unto him vain men, the children of Belial, and have straightened themselves against Rehoboam, the son of Solomon. And Rehoboam was young and tenderhearted, and could not withstand him. And now ye think to withstand the king of the Lord in the hand of the sons of David. And ye be a great multitude, and there are with you golden calf, which Jeroboam made you for gods."
They got their guys with them out there. Yeah, but we got ours with us too.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Verse 9. Have ye not cast out the priests of the Lord, the sons of Aaron, and the Levites, and have made you priests after the manner of nations of other lands, so that whatsoever cometh to consecrate himself with a young bullock and 7 rams, the same may be a priest of them that are no gods. But as for us, the Lord is our God, and we have not forsaken him. But as for us, verse 10, but as for us, the Lord is our God, and we have not forsaken him. And the priests, which is ministers unto the Lord, are the sons of Aaron, and the Levites wait upon their business. And they burn unto the Lord every morning and every evening burnt sacrifices, and sweet incense. And showbread also set thy in order upon the pure table, and the candlestick of gold with the lamps thereof, to burn every evening. For we keep the charge of the Lord our God. But ye have forsaken him. And behold, God himself is with us for our captain.
What?
And behold, God himself is with us for our captain. And his priests was sounding trumpets to cry alarm against us. O children of Israel, fight ye not against the Lord God your fathers, for you shall not prosper. But Jeroboam caused an ambushment to come about behind them. So they were before Judah, and the ambushment was behind them. And when Judah looked back, behold, the battle was before and behind. And they cried unto the Lord, and the priests sounded with trumpets. Then the men of Judah gave a shout. And as the men of Judah shouted, it came to pass that God smote Jeroboam and all Israel before Abijah and Judah. And the children of Israel fled before Judah, and God delivered them into their hand.
Well, that's some wonderful trumpets, ain't it?
Wonderful trumpets.
Go ahead, don't finish.
And Abijah and his people slew them with a great slaughter. So there fell down slain of Israel 500,000 chosen men. Thus the children of Israel were brought under at that time. And the children of Judah prevailed, because they relied upon the Lord of their fathers.
That's it.
Verse 19, and Abijah pursued after Jeroboam and took cities from him, Bethel with the towns thereof, and Johanna with the towns thereof, and Ephraim with the towns thereof. Neither did Jeroboam recover strength again in the days of Abijah. And the Lord struck him, and he died. And Abijah waxed mighty, and married he married that nigga? And Abijah waxed mighty, and married 14 wives, and begot 22 sons, and 16 daughters. Verse 22. And the rest of the acts of Abijah and his ways and his sayings are written in the story of prophet Iddo.
Let's go to 2 Chronicles 5 now. Yeah, that was nice. You got questions there? Who's that?
Okay, the first one is, on one end, the salt was like gold. Am I thinking correctly? So it was because it was precious, and it took that amount of salt for the prophet to do that. It gave you that amount. The second statement was, we really don't know the vast sizes of these cities.
No.
The cities were so enormous at the time. And for the
Second Chronicles 5.
over to
I don't know what verse.
his own people that had consecrated themselves before. So when all of these things are going on, my thought is I can't get over the fact that the prophet has said, why don't you consecrate yourself? Why don't you submit to yourself? All these things I'll give you. I'm still hearing these things over and over again. If you do this, then I'll do this for you.
Right.
And it's all at the sound. And he consummated it with the sounds of my says the shofar.
Shofar, trumpet.
Yeah, shofar,
It's the same thing.
right.
So when he said, blow the shofar, that was his consummation of saying, I'm ready to do it for you. I'll do it for you because there's no sin in him.
It was in the law. It was a symbol. It was a sign.
A sign of strength, stability, duration, all of these that the Father has cemented into the laws.
And these nations are weak. They seeing us, this great armies come out, but they're seeing these men with trumpets come out in front. So it's letting them know that the Lord has to be with them. You know what I'm saying? That this vibration with these trumpets changing the whole vibration.
It's shaking the earth. The sound is shaking the earth.
That's right.
Yes. And his vibrations are still going on to this day.
Yeah.
It would be
Although this modern world teaches you to fight against it. If y'all ever seen the movie Legion, they actually teach you to fight against when them trumpets is blowing. Yeah, this movie called Legion. Michael the Archangel is coming down and he helping humans to stop God from destroying the earth. And they actually win. It's a movie though. It's a movie.
We know that.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
Definitely a movie.
But if you don't know the scriptures, you don't even understand what that is that they do. You think those are zombies, but those are actually God's warriors coming to take over the earth.
Right.
And the reality of sin. And they saying, no, we ain't finna go for that. Because they was trying to kill their last baby that was about to be born. They was trying to kill their last baby. And they fought to save that baby. And the baby wound up being born. And then God gave them more time. Yeah, all right. I ain't ready
Whose report will we believe? Will we believe the report of the Father?
I'm gonna believe the Father. I'm not gonna believe the movie, the movie industry. No way, no how. But that's how they are getting into the minds of the unsuspecting people. They teaching you to start shooting at them. When you hear them trumpets, start blasting. That's what they actually teaching in that movie. And it's lost. Let's get
Yeah, Second Chronicle 5. Second Chronicle 5.
One, we doing the whole thing.
Verse 1 all the way through. All right.
Went through. It's only 14 verses. Couple of names in there this time, but it ain't many.
I already researched it.
Oh, you
I'm like, man.
researched it earlier.
I'll wait on the New Testament.
You might be able to get him this time. Let's go. Let's see.
Yeah. You're doing quite well, my friend.
It's all good in there.
All right. Hear you?
Yeah, I roll with it. Look,
You doing? Getting married?
No, this guy messing me up, man. I'm already here, man. All right, we hit up chapter 5. Second Chronicles chapter 5, verse 1. Thus all the work that Solomon made for the house of the Lord was finished.
So this is after the temple was built. Go ahead.
And Solomon brought in all the things that David his father had dedicated, and the silver and the gold and all the instruments put he among the treasures of the house of God.
So the instruments were among the treasures. Go ahead.
Then Solomon assembled the elders of Israel and all the heads of the tribes, the chiefs of the fathers of the children of Israel, unto Jerusalem, to bringing up the ark of the covenant of the Lord out of the city of David, which is Zion. Wherefore all the men of Israel assembled themselves unto the king in the feast, which was in the 7th month.
Oh, so we back to that 7th month again. We back to the blowing the trumpets. Come on.
And all the elders of Israel came, and the Levites took up the ark, and they brought up the ark and the tabernacle of the congregation, and all the holy vessels that were in the tabernacle. These did the priests and the Levites bring up. Also King Solomon and all the congregation of Israel that were assembled unto him before the ark sacrificed sheep and oxen which could not be told nor numbered for multitude.
Now they numbered them in the last one, and that was a fat number. Now these can't be numbered. So how many is that? Come on.
And the priest brought in the ark of the covenant of the Lord unto his place, to the oracle of the house, into the most holy place, even under the wings of the cherubims. For the cherubim spread forth their wings over the place of the ark, and the cherubims covered the ark and the staves thereof above. And they drew out the staves of the ark, that the ends of the staves were seen from the ark before the oracle, but they were not seen without. And there it is unto this day. There was nothing in the ark save the two tables which Moses put therein at Horeb, when the Lord made a covenant with the children of Israel, when they came out of Egypt. And it came to pass, when the priests were come out of the holy place, for all the priests that were present were sanctified, and did not then wait by course. All the Levites, which were the singers, all of them of Asaph, of Heman, of Jeduthun, with their sons and their brethren, being arrayed in white linen, having cymbals and psalteries and harps, stood at the east end of the altar, and with them 120 priests sounding with trumpets.
120 priests sounding with trumpets. We had 300, now we got 120. This is loud. This is not no small thing.
Not at all.
100 trumpets. Come on.
Verse 13. It came even to pass, as the trumpeters and singers were as one, to make one sound to be heard in praising and thanking the Lord. And when they lift up their voice with the trumpets and cymbals and instruments of music, and praise the Lord, saying, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever. That then the house was filled with the cloud, even the house of the Lord. Verse 14. So that the priest could not stand to minister by reason of the cloud, for the glory of the Lord had filled the house of God.
Praise.
Oh, praise.
Let's go to Ezra 3, 1 through 13. Get some more about this. These trumpets go on the 7th month.
Said first Ezra.
Ezra or Esdras?
Ezra.
First Ezra.
In the record.
Oh, okay.
Then, when they said the house filled the temple, it's almost like Shabbat Shemayim. The Father brought his essence and all he, what he abides into that one place. But it was just, the Hebrew says it was just a nail size, that we consider nails, that the Father would consider nail size. But it was his presence when he abides into this place, the house, because he is this Shabbat Shemayim, where he abides, all that he is. But it's just this nail, what Hebrew said, the nail of his presence, which with us, it's like it fills the whole earth.
When you in his presence, you know.
I'm sorry.
When you in his presence and his presence is among you, you can feel it.
Almost definitely.
You can feel it. With 100 horns going off, and people shouting in unison with the horns, that can't be nothing but the power of the Most High.
Yes.
For real. Ezra 3, 1 through 13.
Reading in the book of Ezra, chapter 3, starting at verse 1. And when the 7th month was come, and the children of Israel were in the cities, the people gathered themselves together as one man to Jerusalem. Then stood up Yeshua, the son of Jozadak, and his brother, the priest, and Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and his brethren, and builded the altar of the Most High of Israel, to offer burnt offerings thereon, as it is written in the law of Moses, the man of Yah. And they set the altar upon its bases, for fear was upon them because of the people of those countries. And they offered burnt offerings thereon unto the Most High, even burnt offerings morning and evening. They kept also the Feast of Tabernacles, as it is written, and offered the daily burnt offerings by number, according to the custom, as the duty of every day required. And afterward offered the continual burnt offering, both of the new moons and of all the set feasts of the Most High that were consecrated, and of every one that willingly offered a free will offering unto Yahweh. From the first day of the 7th month began they to offer burnt offerings unto the Most High. But the foundation of the temple of Yahweh was not yet laid. They gave money also unto the masons, and to the carpenters, and meat, and drink, and oil unto them of Zidon, and to them of Tyre, to bring cedar trees from Lebanon to the Sea of Joppa, according to the grant that they had of Cyrus, king of Persia. Now in the 2nd year of their coming unto the house of Yah at Jerusalem, in the 2nd month began Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Yeshua, the son of Jozadak, and the remnant of their brethren, the priests and the Levites, and all they that were come out of the captivity unto Jerusalem, and appointed the Levites from 20 years old and upward to set forward the work of the house of the Most High. And stood Yeshua with his sons and his brethren, Kadmiel and his sons, the sons of Judah, together to set forward the workmen in the house of Yah, the sons of Henadad, with their sons and their brethren, the Levites. And when the builders laid the foundation of the temple of the Most High, they set the priests in their apparel with trumpets.
With what?
With trumpets.
So they started this in the first day of the 7th month, and the temple wasn't even made yet. And now they finished, and they blowing trumpets. Oh yeah, most definitely.
Only worship in the house of the Lord. Worship in other places.
Definitely. Most definitely. Go ahead.
And the Levites, the sons of Asaph, with cymbals, to praise the Most High, after the ordinance of David, king of Israel. And they sang together by course in praising and giving thanks unto Yahweh, because he is good, for his mercy endureth forever.
And you reading that a lot today.
Yeah. Toward Israel. And all the people shouted with a great shout when they praised the Most High, because the foundation of the house of Yahweh was laid. But many of the priests and Levites and chief of the fathers, who were ancient men that had seen the first house when the foundation of this house was laid before their eyes, wept with a loud voice, and many shouted aloud for joy, so that the people could not discern the noise of the shout of joy from the noise of the weeping of the people. For the people shouted with a loud shout, and the noise was heard afar off.
Praise the Most High.
Yes, sir.
Praise. Let's get Psalms 98, 1 through 9. read some more of this, about these trumpets, boy.
Kind of reminds me of Judas. Remember when Judas, they was going to battle, and Judas had that loud war cry, and all the men and everything, the army, the opposing army get terrified, and they didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
He was so loud.
Yeah. Yeah.
81 first.
81?
Psalms 81.
Psalms 81? Let's go to Psalms 81 first, by request.
Yes, sir.
So that's 98. Psalms 81 first.
Psalms 81.
Be reading in the book of Psalms, in the 81st chapter. And we'll start that reading at verse 1. And it reads, "Sing aloud unto Yah our strength. Make a joyful noise unto the Elohim of Jacob. Take a psalm and bring hither the timbrel, the pleasant harp with the psaltery. Blow up the trumpet in the new moon."
We read this earlier, didn't we? We read it earlier. You're supposed to blow the trumpet and have a feast day at the new moon.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
"Blow up the trumpet in the new moon, in the time appointed on our solemn feast day. For this was a statute for Israel and a law of the Elohim of Jacob."
That's law.
Yeah. "This he ordained in Joseph for a testimony when he went out through the land of Egypt, where I heard a language that I understood not. I removed his shoulder from his burden. I removed his shoulder from the burden. His hands were delivered from the pots. Thou callest in trouble, and I delivered thee. I answered thee in the secret place of thunder. I proved thee at the waters of Meribah. Selah.
Salah.
Hear, O my people, and I will testify unto thee, O Israel, if thou wilt hearken unto me. There shall no strange God be in thee, neither shall thou worship any strange God. I am the Most High, thy power, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. Open thy mouth wide, and I will fill it. But my people would not hearken to my voice, and Israel would none of me. So I gave them up unto their own heart's lust,
Oh, man.
and they walked in their own counsel.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, that my people had hearkened unto me, and Israel had walked in my ways. I should soon have subdued their enemies and turned my hand against their adversaries. The haters of the Most High should have submitted themselves unto him.
The Most High ain't haters?
Mm.
The Most High got haters?
Yeah, the haters of the Most High should have submitted themselves unto him, but their time should have endured forever. He should have fed them also with the finest of the wheat, and with honey out of the rock should I have satisfied thee.
They've just been doing what he said, huh?
Yep, follow instructions.
Follow instruction.
He would have subdued their enemies.
Be obedient.
Man,
His haters would have submitted themselves. Come on, let's go get that Psalms 98 down, 1 through 9.
it's on you, bro.
It's all good. Everybody get the.
Yes, sir.
Which it ain't but that.
Mm-hmm.
I see a bunch of names in there.
We good.
Might be all right.
We good now, man.
You didn't do so bad.
Yeah, you're all right.
I knew what you meant.
It's all good.
I knew what you did over here. What
In the book of Psalms, 98, verse 1. Oh, sing unto the Lord a new song, for he hath done marvelous things. His right hand and his holy arm have gotten him the victory.
That's right.
The Lord hath made known his salvation. His righteousness hath he openly showed in the sight of the heathen. He hath remembered his mercy and his truth toward the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord. All the earth, make a loud noise and rejoice and sing praise. Sing unto the Lord with the harp and the voice of a psalm, with trumpets and sound of cornet. Make a joyful noise before the Lord, the King. Let the sea roar and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. Let the floods clap their hands. Let the hills be joyful together before the Lord, for he cometh to judge the earth with righteousness. Shall he judge the world and the people with equity.
Praise the Most High.
All praise.
Let's, now, we've been seeing all these different ways of blowing trumpets, but the day of trumpets, that's about the day of the Lord. So let's read about the day of the Lord. It's in Zephaniah 1, 12 through 18. Zephaniah chapter 1, 12 through 18.
Shalom.
So it's safe to say all of these trumpets that we raised up for us.
Zephaniah.
That's what it is. Well, let's see about the day of the Lord.
Is that not what Hebrew?
1. Zephaniah.
Zephaniah 1, chapter 1, verse 12 through 18. Hey, Jose, you got your suit up?
Yes, sir.
Why don't you get that life of Adam and Eve? I'm looking for the dealings of the Most High.
Gotcha.
Come on, let's get this right here. This is Zephaniah.
In the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1, starting at 12. I heard some pages I'm carrying.
One on this night.
Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 12. And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their lees, that they that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil. Therefore, their good shall become a booty, and their houses a desolation. They shall also build houses, but not inhabit them. And they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near, and hasteth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced city and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord. And their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. But the whole land shall devour by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy rendance of all them that dwell in the land.
So that's what we practicing for. That's the trumpets we want to hear. When we get to them trumpets, yeah, it's going down.
Yeah.
It's going down. You got that Hosea, that appearance of Yah in paradise. The appearance of Yah in paradise. In like Adam and Eve.
Yeah, boy.
What?
I meant to write the page number down. I did.
Yeah, page 281.
Don't read it. Don't read it.
Just so y'all want to read it, it's the second volume, Superfit,
Yeah, I got that.
page 289, start about chapter 22.
Which book is that?
It's
Second book.
It's the suit figure, like Adam and Eve.
Second.
They finna talk about the appearance of Yah in paradise when he came to bring judgment on the map.
You got your book hanging
And
ring,
in the
huh?
same hour, we heard the archangel Michael sound his trumpet, calling the angels, saying, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, come with me into paradise, and hear the sentence which I pronounce on Adam." As we heard the archangel sound the trumpet, we said, "Behold, Yahweh has come into paradise to judge us." We were afraid and hid. And God returned to paradise, seated on a chariot of cherubim, and the angels were praising him. When Yahweh came into paradise, all the plants, both of the portion of Adam and also of my portion, bloomed forth and were established. And the throne of Yahweh was made ready, where the tree of life was. Keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
And Yahweh called to Adam, saying, "Adam, where do ye hide? Thinking that I would not find you? Can a house hide from its builder?" Then your father answered and said, "Oh, Yahweh, we are not hiding, thinking that we would not be discovered by you. But rather I am afraid, because I am naked, and I stood in awe of your might, O Yahweh." And God said unto him, "Who told you you are naked? Unless you have forsaken my commandment, which I delivered to you to keep." Then Adam remembered the word which I had spoken when I wanted to deceive you. "I will make you safe from God." And he turned and said to me, "Why have you done this?" And I also remembered the word of the serpent, and I said, "The serpent deceived."
That's right. We heard before this judgment, the trumpets was blown. This in paradise, the trumpets was blown. So how much more louder they gonna be when it's time for our judgment?
Right.
And then they blew me sitting on Mount Sinai as well.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Well, that's what I had, y'all. Unless y'all want to go into some of this atonement and tabernacle. What you got there?
Joel, second chapter, verse 1.
Joel, second chapter. Let's do it. Joel, second chapter, y'all.
Joel or Job? Job?
Joel.
Joel.
Joel or Joel? I was saying it right.
Those guys who don't know, doing just actually, I don't know about Apple, but if you got an Android phone, you can go to the Play Store and download Lost Books for free.
Oh, yeah.
Download Lost Books for free. Android, the Play Store.
Yeah.
And the book of Joshua.
And the book of
And the
Joshua.
book of Jasher, yep. Yeah.
This book of Enoch too.
Yeah.
Ain't got Jubilee.
Judas. It's funny when they don't have the same like that, wine. They don't have the same face.
What chapter did you say, 3?
2.
Joel 2. 1 through 2. Joel chapter 2, verse 1 through 12. You got it, let's get it.
So,
You got it, bro?
yeah. In the book of Joel, chapter 2, Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after, even to the years of many generations. A fire devours before them, and behind them a flame burning. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame of fire that devours the stubble, as the strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march every one on his ways. And they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. For he is strong that executed his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it? Verse 12. Therefore also now, said the Lord, turn ye to me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning.
Praise
Does that sound like consecration?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Praise the Most High.
Read Matthew 24.
Matthew 24.
I'll get that one.
Yeah,
You get that.
yeah, let's go there. Matthew 24.
Matthew 24.
You know that when they were talking about black faces, that black face is I'm thinking, I don't remember I read it, where it says that the blackness was glowing, it was glowing. Solomon said it's black, they put glow. It was actually the darkness of the skin was so dark that it glowed.
The darkness is the fear. It's fear. Darkness over everybody's face.
Was that what it was?
Your countenance is changing.
Yeah, your countenance gonna change.
Child, they know they made a mistake. If you come in the room, they face it. You know what I'm saying? It's a criticism.
Well, some of us can see that now in this one, some of us are blessed and can see wicked spirits on people, and you can see their countenance change.
Right.
And it look kind of dark. It don't look like the person that you normally looking at.
Right. And that's the countenance that comes upon the faces of the men.
Yeah. So let's get this Matthew 24.
I will be reading in the book of Matthew, in the 24th chapter, and we'll start our reading at verse 1. And it reads, And Yeshua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yeshua said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily, I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yeshua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive thee. Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am a Mashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled.
See that what?
Ye be not troubled.
So when we hearing all this stuff going on, we ain't supposed to be worried about this heathen business.
No.
They change every time they give a newscast. There's something else going on.
You're right.
They say, oh, this is it. Then tomorrow, no, that wasn't it. But this might be it next week. Come on.
For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation.
So this thing has to happen. Go ahead.
And kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrow.
The beginning of sorrow?
The beginning of sorrow.
Ooh,
then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted.
Oh, we're going to be delivered up?
And shall kill you.
Oh, no.
And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, snitching, and shall hate one another. It didn't say snitching. Verse 11. And many false prophets shall rise, TD snakes and otherwise, and shall deceive men. I'll be adding sometimes. Verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved.
3:13 again, please.
But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved.
So it ain't no escaping from these troubles that's coming.
No.
Wait, you mean ain't no rapture?
No, if you can show me that in here, you show me that in here, we'll roll with you on that.
Okay, so we gotta say, we can't just,
No,
endure
to the end. Endure to the end. Come on.
Verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Now, see, I wonder if that has anything to do with the internet and how this word is going out to all the nations.
They ain't hearing it yet, though. We ain't there yet. They still ain't hearing it.
Yeah, it's just going to be a remnant, though, y'all. Verse 15. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes.
You can't go back and get nothing.
Nothing.
It's time to go. So no matter what it is, you got to be willing to walk away from it. Let's go.
Verse 19. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No,
We ain't seen nothing yet.
no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is a Mashiach, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, Behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. Shalom, family. Verse 27. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven.
You know, we ain't there yet.
Right.
Sun's still out.
That question.
What's that?
Go ahead, Sam.
I had to go back, but I don't understand verse 22.
Let's go back. Let's go back. Verse 22.
What does that mean for,
The days shall be shortened. That's
Isaiah 45.
what do it mean for the elect at the bottom part of the verse?
Isaiah 45.
They gonna be the very elect. A lot of our leaders gonna be fooled too.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
For the elect's sake.
Yeah, what he was saying just now.
For the elect's sake.
Shortening the days of the elect.
Yeah. Talking about his people. Like if you go out.
We're gonna be going through so much, we gonna have to.
Yeah, that's what the right. More than
Yes.
right.
Yeah, you talking about. She's talking about the elect, though. You want to know who the elect is?
He gonna shorten that tribulation we going through. Like when we deal one day with the Most High, it's 1,000 years. It's 1,000 years to us. So in order to get into his time span, our time is gonna go shorter. It's gonna go a lot faster. For our sake, because we gonna be going through it. The saints shall be getting wore out.
Right.
It'll be better
So
for us, the people who will take it. When they say rapture, they get it confused. There's gonna be some people who will be taking it and they're gonna die. And they're not gonna be able to repent after that. The better of those, I say it's better for those who are still left. Because, you know, they're the ones, the elect, the chosen, the ones who keep the commandments of the Most High.
There you go. Hold on 1 second. We go to Isaiah 45, verse 4. Isaiah 45, verse 4. You're talking about the elect. For Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel, mine elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. He's talking about Israel on that part, as far as the elect.
And that's what he means on the other one too.
Yeah.
Very elect.
Yeah.
Because the saints gonna be getting wore out.
Exactly.
Time got to be short for us.
Yep.
At least we die.
Right.
Right.
You understand it now? The 26th?
Yeah.
All right.
Verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet. And they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. And now you see right there, it tells you there's no location salvation. So we can't go somewhere to get there. He's going to get us from wherever we are. So when you hear these people talking about we need y'all to come over here or to go over there, don't believe that. I already said believe in that. What you got, sis?
In the 29:30, not to keep hold in the so-called Christian doctrine that they will be gone before tribulation. It literally says, Christ is not coming back until after the tribulation.
Right.
That's right.
And all that.
That's right.
And this is the New Testament, and they still don't read it. It really says he's not going nowhere, and he's not coming back here.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you listen to one line, you can get anything out of it, and that's what they do. They one line, they step through. Yep. They'll come through with one line and say one thing. You just read a little bit above, and go past what they said, and they act like you read something different than what they just said. It's the same thing. You just got to misunderstand.
Exactly.
Go ahead, bro.
This is what she said, fourth verse 13 to 20, that it is easier for him as a danger to come into these things and to pass away as a cloud of the world and not to see the things that happen in the last days.
Right. I was saying, but this thing here is something that one didn't have a chance, it got taken away because of whatever, you know. You understand that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Verse 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet.
What?
With a great sound of a trumpet.
Oh, here we go.
And they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Now learn the parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. Verily, I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away.
Read that again. Yes.
Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away.
His words shall never go void.
Never. Verse 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man. No man. No man. No, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken and the other left. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up.
So since you don't know when the day of the Lord comes, you should be constantly on watch. Every day. Because if you knew when somebody was coming to get your car, you'd be on guard.
In the window
So
with that
you
thing.
need to be on guard with your life too. Come on.
Verse 44. Therefore, be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. But, and if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Woo. I tell you, that's a banger, that boy.
That's some power.
Yeah, that's cool.
Them the trumpets I want to hear.
Yes, sir.
We hear him, we know it's time.
Yes, sir.
Ain't gonna be no time to be scared either.
All right, that's pretty much it then.
That's all we got.
You got any announcements or anything?
Any announcements, anything?
Holding out the garden or camping trip or anything? We're gonna be closing it out soon. We yeah, we're gonna get back over there and knock it down. Get it ready for the winter time.
Not tomorrow.
No, not tomorrow. We'll send it. Yeah, we'll send it out in a text message. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and close out, I guess. Anybody got anything else? All right. I guess we're gonna close on out with 101.
You like 101?
Yes, sir.
When you did last week?
Did we?
I don't know.
Give me
I think we
one.
did. Last week.
Give me one. You got one?
I ain't got me on right off hand.
All of them. Yeah, I did.
That's what I'm saying.
We can go.
Close her on out. I don't think we did one-on-one last
We
week.
can do 101. You know what? Yeah. All right, we get this close in prayer, get them out of here. 101. You want to do 100? Oh, okay, that's only 5 verses. You do 100. Yeah, that's a quicker.
Quick to the point prayer.
All right. Quick to the point. All right, y'all, we're gonna be ready to close out. Those sunflower seeds up off the floor. All right, we're gonna close out with Psalms, the 100th chapter, with the Most High's permission, in the name of his only begotten Son, our Lord and Savior, who currently sits at the right hand of the Father, soon to return and set the record straight. Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Long live the King! Long live the King! The book of Psalms, the 100th chapter, and it reads, make a joyful noise unto the Most High, all ye lands. Serve Yahweh with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Know ye that the Most High, he is Elohim. It is he that hath made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people, and the sheep of his pasture. Enter into the gates with thanksgiving, and into his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him, and bless his name. For the Most High is good. His mercy is everlasting, and his truth endureth to all generations. Hallelujah! Say aye! Hallelujah! Y'all know the drill. If y'all got a shekel or two, we gladly appreciate it.
Gladly appreciate it.
We like the kind of money that jingles, but we love the kind that folks.